Welcome to Feel, Heal, Rise, Stories After Silence, where we give a voice to the unheard, speak the unspoken, and remind you that you are not alone, and what happens to you will never define you. I'm Erica Blake, and this is a podcast where I read real, anonymous stories of abuse, survival, and healing. I'm going to give a trigger warning for today's episode. Today's episode includes emotional, sexual, psychological, relationship, and narcissistic abuse. If you're not currently in a place to hear this right now, that's okay. Take care of yourself and feel free to return later. Having said that, let's get into today's submission. My loving father died suddenly when I was 12 years old, so I was raised by my mother, who is a narcissist. At the time, I didn't understand it. I just knew that something didn't feel emotionally safe. I only learned the term recently. I'm now a grown woman, and I have started to understand the patterns more clearly. After going through a difficult divorce with my now ex-husband, who cheated on me on multiple occasions, I started to have health challenges pop up. And because of shared custody in California and medical care being so expensive, I ended up moving back in with my mom. Back to the same environment I grew up in, with the same dynamics, and there are still patterns of gaslighting, emotional manipulation, and narcissistic tendencies. I'm gonna do a quick pause real quick and give you all the definition of a narcissist, just so we know it. A narcissist is defined by a deep-seated pattern of grandiosity, a constant need for admiration, and a lack of empathy. They often display extreme selfishness, entitlement, and manipulation to protect a fragile ego. Relationships with them are often challenging due to manipulation, gaslighting, and a tendency to blame others, often leading to emotional abuse. Alrighty. Let's continue. On January of this year, which is 2026, I started dating a guy, and I made it very clear that I wanted to wait to have sex. On what ended up being our 5th date, I ended up in a position where I blacked out on and off. During that time, he date raped me. I did press charges. The case is still ongoing through the legal process. But I want to be very clear about this. I'm not a victim. I see myself as somebody who survived. I see myself as a warrior. I will rise and I will never give up. Professional therapy, personal development, and consistency is what helped me start my healing journey. Healing and starting the road to the ability to really live life again with inner peace and emotional health. I was dealing with anxiety, panic, anger, depression, and a loss of trust. I had support from my family with my divorce, but the rest was trickier. I'm surviving and rebuilding. If you're going through something similar, don't give your power away to others. If they steal it once, after that, don't give them anything extra. When you survive, you thrive. You win. Listen to your instincts. Remember that it's your life. Share your story. It's empowering when you get to such a healthy place that you don't care what anybody thinks or says anymore. It's worth the challenging journey of healing. I promise. Life can strike hard at any time, but it's not about what happens. What counts is how you deal with it. I'm sharing my story so that I can help others, and we really, really appreciate you sharing your story with us. There are a few things that stood out to me in this submission. One is how abuse can show up in different forms throughout our life. Sometimes we grow up in unhealthy environments without having the language to describe what we're experiencing. Then later, we may find ourselves facing similar patterns in relationships, friendships, or other areas of our life. That does not mean that we caused it. And it doesn't mean that we're destined to repeat it forever, I promise. Awareness is often the first step of changing the cycle. Another thing that stood out to me was the strength that it took her to keep moving forward. Like, she's so much strength to be able to keep going after that betrayal and trauma. Healing is not about pretending that something didn't happen. It's about learning to carry your story, and instead of letting it bring you down and control you, letting it exist and not control you. It's about rebuilding your trust in yourself, finding support, setting boundaries, and choosing yourself over and over and over again, and learning how to choose yourself, and that's okay. Survivors don't all heal the same way. Some people identify with the word victim. Others identify with the word survivor. Some with warrior. There's no right or wrong way to describe who you are or how you feel when it comes to abuse and what's happened to you. Your experience is your own, and you're allowed to feel however you want to feel. There is no right or wrong. What matters is finding the words to give yourself your voice back. We can't change the world. We can't change what happens to us, but we can change how we react to it, and what we do about it. To the person who shared this story, I just want to say thank you for reminding us that healing is possible, even whenever the road may be really long. Your courage and willingness to speak up, and your determination to keep going will undoubtedly, absolutely, help other people. And I hope that it helps somebody listening today. Remember, one step at a time is progress. Let's take a deep breath to let anything that we are still holding on to go. We do not have to process everything right now. We're going to take a deep breath in and out. Okay, thank you for listening. And thank you to the person who wrote this. You took your time to share your story, and I want to thank you for trusting me with it. I think we can all learn a thing or two from your positivity. It's truly inspiring to witness somebody's strength in the middle of something so heavy. And to anyone listening who feels seen in this, you're not alone, and your power is still yours to take back. Take it easy on yourself tonight. If you'd like to share your own story, you could submit it through the link in my bio or the show notes. We'll talk again soon. Thank you for listening to Heal, Feel, Rise, Stories After Silence. And remember, you're not alone, and what happens to you will never define you. Until next time!